So now I've pressed these little short seams open, I'm going to show you before I sew it together how it works. This is how it works. When you match your side seams on your lining to the side seams on your actual waistband, and you pull this out here, this seam here is going to match the centre front on the waistband. And you see it has no choice but to fold properly, to fold where it needs to be. So what you're going to do is do one big long seam from this edge right the way round and finishing on the underneath waistband. And then at the same time, or rather when you've finished it, you can't do it at the same time. You're going to do a seam from the end here right up to this seam line here, and you won't be doing that on the other one because the other one just wraps around itself. But I'm going to show you when I sew it, and then when I've done it and I've pressed it out, you will see exactly what I mean. It's the easiest thing in the world. It gives a great result. So here we go, sewing the top edge of the waistband facing to the top edge of the waistband. And I'm starting at the folded edge that goes with the underneath waistband that attaches to the zipper fly shield. The end of joining the waistband facing to the waistband, make sure that at this point here, that's your seam to join the waistband facing to the waistband on the inside, that joins up with your centre front notch there. That's the only thing you need to be really precise about with this, because this is what will make it all work. Okay, now Jeremy's going to keep shooting this while I show you the bottom front edge. Okay, there's the top edge. You can see I ran out of interfacing there. Really good for me. You're going to now sew. This needs to meet the centre front here. You're going to sew from that edge right to there. And that makes it all kind of behave itself and do what you need it to do. It's a really good method. The key is to stop exactly at the centre front. If you're at all worried, stop a few stitches before you get to the centre front. You can always go in and do those by hand, or you will be sink stitching the rest of the waistband down, so it'll hold it. You see, right up to seam line and no further. Okay, now let me give you a close-up of this if I can. Okay, that's the inside of the tab front on the waistband. So I'm going to basically clip these corners, both corners, obviously notch along here, and I'm going to press it out and I'm going to turn it out. And when I turn it out, you will see exactly what I mean about it being magic. So we're almost at the end of our waistband tutorial. If you want to get Jeremy to have a little look down here for you, you will see that this is what happens when you turn your waistband out. The waistband has no choice but to do this. This is the underneath layer with the zipper shield. That's what it looks like on the inside, and you can see I've got pins here. I'm going to sink stitch that into place in a moment, but it's got no choice but to do this. There's nothing else it can do. That's what the fabric is made to do. That's what the pattern pieces are made to do. So that's on the underneath layer, and on the top layer you've got this nice tab here like this, which is going to be finished like that, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful way to finish a skirt, and it looks very, very menswear and very clean looking. Now on this particular style, we've done this with trouser hooks underneath and a couple of buttons, but of course, so it's invisible, but of course you can put buttons on here if you want. If you like buttons, then use them as a feature. Why the heck not? But all I have to do now on this is sink stitch along here, and I'm going to do that here. I'm going to get Jeremy to come around behind me and shoot down so you can actually see what I'm doing and how you can sink stitch. People call sink stitching lots of things: sink stitch, crack stitch, stitch in the ditch. Doesn't matter, it's all the same thing. It's basically stitching very closely in a seam line to catch some fabric in underneath. So when you're crack stitching or stitch in the ditch or sink stitching, a good way to do it is to do two things. First of all, when you press your seam allowance under here, this has all got a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. So I've actually used a little bit less than that. So this actually overlaps the seam by about 1/8 of an inch. It's not a lot, but it's all you need. And then when you're sewing, you do this. My needle is going along the seam line, but I'm just going to pull the pieces apart like this and take it very, very steady so it goes right into the seam line. And what it will do is catch the underneath layer almost invisibly, like this. Now, if you hold on a sec, I will pull this around so you can see. You see there, we've got extra. It just flips over like that, but on here, it all disappears. I'll pull that into the light for you, Jeremy. Can you see that better?
Yeah, that's all good.
It all kind of disappears into the seam line, and it's a really, really nice way of having almost like an invisible finish along your waist. So now I'm going to complete that, and then you're going to have a look at the finished item. So that's it, our waistband is done. Apart from the buttons or the trouser hooks or however you want to fasten it, come in and have a little look at what it looks like. This is it just laid out flat. You can see you've got this nice tab area here with a very clean finish. And the clean finish is because we don't have a seam line along this edge here. We've got a folded piece of fabric. So it opens up like this to there. You've got your zipper. Et voila, that's it. How easy and simple was that, and how fabulous. So, hope this has been useful, hope it's been interesting for you. I know once you do a couple of waistbands like this, you're going to love it. And as I said before, this can be used for a curved waistband or a straight waistband. The important thing is, it's got to have a seam along the top edge here. It's all you need to worry about. So that's it, and once again, thank you very much for watching.